Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing another live stream. That's right, friends. Once again, we are doing another live stream. How is Divine? You are quick scoping? I see. How's Frank? How's Dushan? How's Enrique? How is everyone? I am okay. How is DMS and Pulpe Femo? Mohammed Rabbani, welcome. Well, wearing Melt My Heart non-stop this week. It's pretty fucking great, isn't it? Divine says, I'm going to start joining your streams and saying something random starting with today going forward. Excellent. That's what you call a real influencer. I'm influencing people in their verbal habits. Oh, how are we? Welcome, Boris. Happy New Year. Drawn by Sense. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to everybody. Today is the 2nd, and it is my first live stream of the year. Thought about doing one yesterday, but I decided to have a nap. And then by the time I'd woken up from the nap, Newcastle were playing and getting hammered. Be left in no doubt we were getting hammered last night, and we were fucking shite. They should have scored about 10. So that was a pain, I can tell you. I hope you're all well, though. I've started a little bit earlier, about 10 minutes earlier than usual tonight, because I was bored. I did see Varanus Radari has had his new video out. He was talking about confirmation bias, which I've kind of touched on in a roundabout kind of way. His'll be a much more in-depth explanation. I'm always saying to people, look, you've got to test stuff for yourself. You don't just need someone on the internet telling you what to smell and what's good, or like a lot of people I think watch perfume content so that they can get back up in their minds, they're getting like people encouraging them and stuff like that. You don't need that shit. You don't need that shit. Be confident. I implore you to be confident in your own decisions and in your own nose, because at the end of the day, it is your own nose and it is your fucking money. And you can take pointers and guidance from people and you can expand your horizons. But at the end of the day, if you like something, you buy it and it's your money. Everyone is telling me their sense of the day, which is always a lovely thing. Today I am wearing Pure Coffee. I'm wearing Pure Coffee by Thierry Mugler, and it might be getting sold, my friends. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought it was all right, but not great, So, if you're out there and you want pure coffee and you live in England, well, Britain, I'll sort you out. But if not, I won't. Melt My Heart is fantastic. I really enjoyed that. Scent of the day was Matcha Premier's Cologne Cedra. This scent last 10 minutes. What are we doing? I hate Matcha Premier. They're a terrible brand. Dropout, welcome. Happy New Year to you. Frank. MJ, welcome. Christina Veskovska. Happy New Year to you too. Working tonight. We'll be in Prada Amber Pour On. Proper OG. Nice. The original one, the grey one. It was grey, wasn't it? Or was it blue? I know the peach one was the second formulation was purple. That's the one I've got. Whoa. Enrique is wearing Joram Intense. Boris is wearing Lonesome Rider. Nice. Divine says, oh, by the way, I found a vintage 2008 Jubilation 25 new in the box. The quote is 1,200. I think I will bid him 800 though. Wow. He sold a vintage 2011 Aventus for $4.5K. Now that's outrageous. That is outrageous. It's purple. It's purple. It's now grey. Ah, got you. I've got the purple one. I do. I have the purple one. Fucking hell, a 2011 Aventus for $4.5 grand. People are fucking silly. It's probably off that because not Aventus, but Creeds go off. Well, the top notes do anyway. Sorry, I had a brain fart there. I don't know where the hell my brain went. Good point. Nexon is not shite, says Prodeep. So are the Muglers. The Muglers. I don't think the Muglers are shite, but I just don't think I'll be. I don't think I'll be wearing them all, to be honest with you. They should go to someone who's going to fucking wear them and enjoy them, like. Well, Pure Malt the other day should never been discontinued. I am selling my vintage Pure Malt. I've got a half bottle and I've got a full bottle in the wrapper. I'm selling them. I just don't like. It's just too much. It's just too much. It gives us a headache. Ryan is wearing Lalabos Bergamot 22. Dropout wore Dior Homme today. That's 2 for Dior Homme. Was an unused 2011 120ml. Now, it still doesn't justify $4.5K. I mean, I understand that's what, if somebody's willing to pay for it, that's what it's worth to them. You know? I get that. I do. I really do. I just think that that's fucking silly. It's just batshit that. Somebody's got $4.5 grand to spend on a fucking fragrance which was like, what, under 200 quid when it was new. Stephen Farr, brother? Come near, brother. How are you? I believe you are new, settling down for another 5-hour stream. It was nice to meet you. Please come in and chat with us. We are friendly, mostly, apart from Buzz. But we don't talk about Buzz. Good evening, P.O. Bankston. None of the Amen should have been discontinued, says Ryan. Unfortunately, I don't think they're ever coming back, and even if they do, I'm willing to bet they'll be watered down. I don't think they're ever coming back. They've been gone a long time, and they'll never be what they once were. Happy New Year, Duck, wearing vintage Boss number 1, says Stephs. I haven't worn my Boss number 1 so far this year. I haven't been wearing too many different perfumes, actually. I've been wearing certain ones over... others. Nick S., welcome. Juro, welcome to you. Nick S. is wearing Trumper Eucharist EDP and is now wearing Czar. I actually was smelling Czar earlier today. I look forward to spring. I'm going to wear that. L'Oreal owns Mugler, correct, says Frank. They own the thingy department, the cosmetics. Happy New Year, Juro. What fragrance available now would go for 4K, I wonder, says Pradeep. Well, I don't think any of them should. Kinam Oud, maybe, for 4K, says Frank. Thanks, guys. Wearing Houbagon de Bois Mystique X-Ray. Good grief. Nothing like the vintage form, says Stephs. Fragrance Enthusiast says, just got Joram 2020. Amazing smell. What is it you don't like about it? Kind of smells a bit generic. It smells like a lot of other things on the market. It kind of feels like a Venn diagram of lots of different perfumes that have been put together to create a new perfume, like the center, like the cross section in the middle. And then there was absolutely no need to call that fragrance Dior Homme. I was offended by that. You know, I really don't like that. Oh, sorry. I don't like that from any brand. It just, and Dior Homme's one of my favorites. So I might be a little bit skewed in my opinion, you know, because I took it back. I took that personally. It's like the Michael Jordan meme, and I took that personally. I took it badly. It didn't sit well. Plus, it's named after one of the worst years in living memory. You know, probably the worst year in living memory, and one of the worst years we've had in generations. 2020 was a terrible year. If it was called Rich Mitch Cologne, would you like it better? No, I'd actually hate it, because that is not what I would want. That is not the smell I would want attached to my name. If it was a different smell, maybe. Zara is so satisfyingly complex, but something you can still wear very regularly, says Nick. Yes. I wore Oud Palau today. I simply decided to wear my cold weather scents, even with 15 Celsius around here most of the time. It's a good shout. It's like my perfumes. Yeah, there's nothing that inherently says that these are winter perfumes. They're just kind of what I think. You know what I mean? If you deign to wear Oud Palau in the height of summer, and by God, do it and be happy. I'm hearing the new look by MFK is shite. Who would have thunk it? Well, they're all going to be shit. You know what I mean? The Kurdijan's just going to keep doing Kurdijan things. If you hire Francis Kurdijan at this point in his career, you don't know what the board said to him. You don't know what anybody. You don't know what his terms of reference are, like his job description. I imagine he's going to essentially do what Francis Demarche did, except in a Francis Kurdijan way. He's going to keep releasing. They've just basically said to him, "Look, can you release the next Baccarat Rouge for me?" You know. Fragrance Enthusiast has deleted their comments. Durham 2020. Frank says, Durham 2020. I received it when I was starting up on the OJ and got it instead in a shipment. I must say I get complimented. That's what I wear every time I wear it. Mind you, I don't want attention at work. Hey, if people like it, I'm happy for them, but I don't. You know? I just think it's very, very plain, to be honest. I think it's a boring fragrance. I think it's like plain. I think it's full of stuff like Isoe Super and fucking like plain vetiver and a bit of plain cedar and a bit of plain bergamot, I think. It's got all those ingredients that make you go, Things that make you go, And that's what Durham 2020 is to me. I kind of smell it and I'm just like, yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's one of those fragrances you could wear at any minute for anything, you know? You couldn't go wrong. I can't think of a situation where you could wear that and someone would go, why the fuck are you wearing that here? Do you know what I mean? So if that's the type of fragrance you want, it's one of those fragrances where if somebody said to you, I just want to smell like something. I want to smell like I've made like a little bit of effort but not tried too hard. I want to smell like I've got perfume on. I can't bring myself to say I want to smell good. I just can't bring myself to say it. I'm sorry. It's a character flaw. It's whatever you want to call it. I just can't bring myself to say I think it smells great. MFK riding on its past portfolio. Yeah, there's a lot of brands doing that. Let's be honest. Dior, actually. Need to try Prada Amber from 2004-5. First one. Yes. It's much more ambery. It's much more ambery. Fragrance Enthusiast says, what about Durham Sport? What about Durham Sport 2021? Have you smelled that one? Pass. Yes, but I can't remember it. I couldn't say that. I couldn't say that. I couldn't give you like a coherent or a valuable answer to that, sorry. Have you got your nose on vanilla sex yet? No, but I have spoke to Greggy Boy, who was back at work, and he is going to... You bastard. He is going to sort out my order and send me them, so there will be videos. I've also been looking at other samples I'm looking at buying, which is bloody stupid, because it's not like I don't have enough to get through already. Darren Allen is up next. I've decided... We'll see what the fuss is about. I just know that the newest Prada Amber is not made in Spain and now is grey in colour instead of purple juice. Yeah, I've smelled it. It's not as good. It's just not. I know it sounds like a broken record. I know I say it all the fucking time, and it's becoming a meme, and it's becoming like one of those things where somebody says something so often that it loses all its fucking meaning, but it's been reformulated and it's not the same and it's not as good. You know? It's just not. Good night, Frank. Have a nice sleep. Enjoy. Take care and enjoy yourself, mate. I've been burning my nargile candle, and it's nice. Hey, Zhao, Happy New Year to you. Does the Sport have amber wood in it? I wouldn't have thought the Sport has amber wood in it. I'd be surprised. Because I don't see how you could have a Sport with amber wood in. But, I mean, I might be wrong. What Prada Amber Pour Rum Intense for New Year's Eve? It's a comforting and very unique composition, that one. I missed out on it. I missed out. I didn't get to smell it. Or maybe I have smelled it, but I can't remember it. I don't really wear it anymore, the 2020. Neat how people react to it, I guess. Yeah. Does Durham 2020 have ISO Super? Yeah, I think it does. It's not the main player. It's not the main player. But I definitely sense that kind of cedary, vetiver kind of middle ground. If it's not got ISO Super in, which I'm almost certain it does, but if it hasn't, what it has got is a number of chemicals which I associate with ISO Super. So I might be smelling it by proxy, which I think happens as well. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. New Durham Sport smells like raw amber woods and ISO Super. Good grief. So it has got amber woods in it then. The newer one is thinner and has a peculiar saltiness to it. Does it bring to mind luxury soap like the older version? That's what I want from it. I'm actually looking forward to wearing it in the winter. Does the Sport have amber wood in it? Wash it with water on your arm and smell it. So put it on your arm, wash it off, and then what is left behind will be amber wood. Amber wood has a nasty habit of doing that. Hello, Dev. Well, nothing, and I'm dead tired from university and reading the material. I hope you've had a nice couple of days so far, mate. And it's been as peaceful as can be expected or hoped for so far. Grab a bottle of Intense Rich. You won't regret it, brother. Aye, but it's not cheap now. It's not cheap. You go out there, look on eBay, see what the prices are. Does the regular Hom 2020 also have amber wood? I never picked up on any amber wood from it. I'm allergic to amber woods, not physically, but like just nasally, you know. I think one of the only fragrances I can tolerate with amber wood in it's like Leather Oud, but I really like Leather Oud. Any thoughts on Filippo Sorcinelli's work? What you guys recommend? I've done a sample video on him. I've got a bottle of Unum, which I wore yesterday. Not Unum. What's it called? Lavs or Laus. Lavs. I've got a bottle of that, which I really, really like. Lovely myrrh and patchouli combo giving an accord verging on the chocolatey. Divine says, feel grateful that my uni certificate days are behind me. Only reason I go back now is for an MBA to break into a high six-figure job. Grateful big oof. Hello, Alan Hansen. How are you? Yeah, probably by the time to agree, I think the Dior 2020 is more ISO-y. It's got that cedary middle ground, middle of the road, normal, average kind of smell about it. I imagine it's incredibly popular, you know. It's just one of those things. So I've been interrupted by another hen. I wanted to do something. I don't know what the fuck this is. No, why have you given us that? I've got one. Sorry. Your mother has come and thrown a spanner in the works. Bonjour, back to work, feeling the anxiety? Oh no, says Ryan X. Yes. My friend went back to work today and somebody didn't come back to work and didn't tell them why, or what, or how, or anything. Bottle of Matsugo EDT is here. That's good, says Dev. Oh, has it arrived, has it? Where from? Scent of the day is Oud Mon Chéri by Dixit and Zach. Hello, Ambra Aurea by Profumum Roma, big labdanum. Divine says, very aggressive clearance. Yes, mother turned up at the door. And I didn't know what she was going to say or do. Talk about anxiety. And she came to the door and I went out and I was like, what are you doing here? I didn't say what are you doing here? But I was like, what's going on here? And she was like, here's a black bin bag. And I was like, right. So I brought the black bin bag back in here, and where I thought the black bin bag was to go, there was already a black bin bag. I was like, why are you bringing me black bin bags? Are you coming to say hello? What is this? Some kind of New Year's gift? Explain yourself. But then she vanished. So I had to clear my voice to address me mother duck. The shots by Duchefort are quite good. I've tried Sheepra and Wood. They are both nice, says A. Prodip says, yes, it is 2024. All year. Happy New Year. How is Prodip? How is Prodip's trip? Prodip is having a nice time. Let's burn this motherfucking candle, shall we? Guys, it's crazy. I haven't seen you since last year, says Dev. Right, we've had the joke once, thank you. Just copped Encens Mythique. What a beauty. Indeed it is, Ryan. Indeed it is. It's a fantastic perfume, to be fair. Rich, reviewers urge off sample set. I'd rather not. Excuse me whilst I yawn in your ear, gently, softly. I'd rather not review a Zerjoff sample set. What I would have to do is, I reckon I would have to get someone else to buy it, right? And then send it to me, because I don't want Zerjoff necessarily having my address, to be quite frankly honest with you, because they have a number of employees. I mean, basically every reviewer on YouTube's a fucking employee at this point for them, but they have a certain employee who could get a hold of my personal details who can't be trusted to save his fucking life, because he is a weird little emotional freak. With a dodgy little fucking account. Sorry for the molten Terminator 2 fucking candle you see before you. The molten metal heat whipping through the base. Still happy to be home for a while. Nice. Is the heat whipping through your base, is it? It's copped on Matique, so yes, I would have to be double careful about buying from them. How is the weather today, Rich? Absolutely shite. There is a storm here called Henk. Henk! Would you believe? A storm called Henk. Schlockpath. 90 mil. Ay, cabron! Cherry patchouli. Well, friends, you heard it here first. Sauvage, cherry, and patchouli. I've just been sent this. I hope it's not real. But that looks absolutely rotten. That looks absolutely disgusting. Sorry, but I feel like being sick. It looks like a bad Dr. Pepper knockoff. I would. I mean, I reviewed next to Sauvage Kia Tabac. Yikes. I would review a Zerjoff sample set, and I would be honest. I wouldn't lie. You know what I mean? But I did try Symphonium once. I did try Symphonium. It's one of the worst fucking perfumes I've smelled in years. And for the price, it's despicable. You know, I'm just coloured in shit. Not actual shit. I'm just... Elixir bottle, probably fake. That cap. Zerjoff has one of the... That's crap. Zerjoff has one of the fewest PR on YouTube. I'm not sure about that. And it's so easy to prove. Go count the people who have their 2023 releases. So, what I would say to that is that Zerjoff still have a lot of their perfumes in production. And they have their agents. You look at Instagram especially. There are people on there with dedicated accounts to Zerjoff. I mean, obviously you've got Raphael, the fucking weirdo. But like, aside from him, I think they do send out free bottles, and I don't think it's necessarily their new releases. Raphael runs the damn boutique, though. He's not a great example. He's not a great example of anything except being a total prick. He is... I mean, he's not great for the brand. But, I mean, don't listen to me. I mean, I'll just Can't stand the freak light. Happy New Year, Fragrance Journey. How are you, my goat? The goat. Enjoyed Fragrance Journey's video today. Let me get through some of these comments. Good day, Jonathan. I actually think Anton Smithy could be worn in summer, smelling it again. The aldehydes and the ambergris make me feel it's got a fresh side. Yeah, it's a pretty good perfume all round. Like, it looks like Filippo Sorcinelli. Yes, it does. It looks like a Filippo Sorcinelli statue. Divine, you reckon if Rich was blindfolded and had someone spray samples, he'd like some Xerjoffs? I'd like to think I'd be able to like be honest, like I was with Diaghilev. Like Diaghilev's really nice. Like very good quality, very high quality, brilliantly made, brilliant ingredients. Total Guerlain ripoff. Totally. 100% you would like some of them. You would have to find some of the more challenging ones, though. What? Savage Carmina edition, says Divine. I don't want to live in this world, says Nick. That can't be real. I've asked if it's real and I haven't heard anything back. I'm a blind buy it, says Divine. Oh my fucking god, Elixir bottle probably fake. We should try and guess which Xerjoff's Rich would like. Anyone take a gander? Xerjoff's Richwood and Hom are the best according to Ramsey, but the vintage one, says Enrique. Hi, Papa Femo. Raphael runs a damn boutique, though he's not a great example. How many reviewers featured bottles they bought in top 20 2023? Not many. Not very true, says Divine. He's not a great example of a human being, says Nick. No, he's not. He's Raphael's a total piece of shit, and there are a lot of people who think it, but he's such a whiny little bitch that everybody just sort of like, nobody can be bothered to tell him because he's just like the way he is, He's always trying to emotionally blackmail people into fucking sticking up for him. Who's Raphael? Raphael Ballarezo, the one who's shagging thick Erica. There's a marriage of convenience, if ever I did see one. I saw Elysium Intense made a top 3. That one was embarrassing, says Divine. I think you would like something else way more. I'm thinking Starlight and Naxos. I think I've smelled Naxos and I wasn't a fan, but I'm not a fan of Pure Havana either. So I don't think I would like that. I've smelled one of the Oud Stars. And on my Fragrantica, I reviewed, this was years ago, and before I was on YouTube or anything, and I just simply left the review poo note. And that's kind of what I got from it. I got, it smelled like actual shit. Not that it smelled shit, because I've got the night and that smells like shit, like actual shit, fecal shit, so thinking if it looks so, I'll be able to tell you if you give us 2 minutes. I've been on a website called Shy Mimosa today, looking at samples from lots of different brands. That's been an interesting experience. I'll tell you about that if you give us 5 minutes. Bravi by Thameen. Has anyone smelled Bravi by Thameen? Smells like Dries Van Noten. Absolutely everybody was fuming with my review of Real Patchouli by Boy 1920. They're a YouTube brand, an influencer brand. Office for Men. I've reviewed Office for Men. Zanzibar. It was called Najaf. Zanzibar. Najaf. And I simply said poo note. Who's Raphael? I have returned. Did I hear Sauvage Cherie, or was I hearing things again? Sauvage Cherie and Patchouli is what it's called, apparently. I get major creepy vibes off that cunt. Yeah, he's a total freak. He's a very emotionally childish man who bleats on about loyalty and talks about how people should fucking be loyal to to like the cannoli mafia and but they all call him the snitch. You know, he's like a little child. Like they all called him the snitch. I'm not talking about Joey in particular, but he was known as the snitch in those circles for a long time, and he might still be. I think everybody around there actually knows what he's like. You know what I mean? He's just a general sly piece of shit. You know what I mean? He's a sly little dog. Can't stand him. He is a very creepy, weird fucker. That's not why I don't like Zerzhov, though. But it is one of the reasons why I keep saying that shit. Because it pisses him off. You know? He's the type of person to fall out with you over a fragrance opinion. Because he's pathetic. I get major creepy vibes. I both like both. I've heard Alcat smells like the worst barnyard ood shite. That's interesting. Thinking of its look, so... What else do you like from Zerzhov that you would recommend me divine, says Enrique? And Malaysia is shite. I stumbled on them because I was after a nude and white floral combo. Yikes. Happy New Year, Pep. I hope you are well. I watched your stream for your scent of the week fragrance rotation, but I watched it when I was in the shower. Sort of. I just played it in the background. Good evening, Wesley Garlic. How are you, sir? Obviously, Alexandria 2. Lunosa Nishane interests me as much as Zerzhov. Nil, says Ryan. Nishane are a poor brand as well, in my opinion. Sultan Vetiver could have been one of the best fragrances of the century, but they just completely shat the bed and put a dirty great amber wood in it just to make up for the fact that they couldn't get a base. If they'd used a high quality patchouli instead, you know, a vetiver and patchouli song, it would have been amazing. But no, not at all. They went for a cheap, nasty little fucking sandalwood. Shy Mimosa carries Pulse Schutz fragrances. Can't find them anywhere. Continental side. Hope the ship. Possibly they do. They do carry Pulse Schutz fragrances because Houdini was telling me to try. He was telling me to try one of them today. It's a hyacinth. I can't remember what it's called. But he was telling me to try it. He was like, you'd love it. He was like, no, he was like one of the most memorable fragrances that he's smelled in years. And he was like, he doesn't even like it that much. It's just incredibly... I know what he means. And fragrances that just get the hooks into you. Aside from Patchouli Koza, I think Patchouli Koza's nice. That's about it. Tears of Eros, there it is. Thank you, DMS. You are correct. It's Patchouli Koza. I think it's nice. Is it a great fragrance? No. Is it a nice fragrance? Yes. Have I worn it? Not hugely. Paid under 100 quid for it though, so I'm all right with that. You know? Just sprayed some on. We'll see how it goes. I like how Nishane, Zerzhov and Initio make easily wearable niche, says Divine. I know what you're saying. But I just think they could be better. Considerably. I think all three, maybe with the exception of Initio, but I think Nishane and Zerzhov, I think they've got too many perfumes. I think they've got too much, especially Zerzhov. Zerzhov seem to have hundreds of perfumes. Hundreds. Like, it kind of feels to me like the owner's got a lot of money and he's willing to put a lot of money in to try and make the business work, or to try and get excuse me whilst I hydrate. He's willing to try and get the brand off the ground, or to try and get traction and stuff like that. But I just don't think. I mean, the story of how he got started, where he went to the perfumer and just bought all of their creations up, even though they were just like high-end copies of perfumes that had already been released. 250 retail though. Eek, it's only going to get worse. The prices aren't coming back down, friends. They're only going to get worse. Paragon from Initio last year was better than anything else you'll smell from the classic old head houses, says Divine. It's a hell of a claim, that. I'm not sure about that. Or at least better than anything old head houses have made in 5 to 10 years. That's better. Did you ever get a bottle of Rourke, Rich? No, I'm not going to. I just can't imagine. I like it. I like the smell of it. But I just can't imagine wearing it. You know? I can't imagine ever wearing it. Welcome, Sweet Milk. How are you? Oh, thank you. Love duck. Heart duck. Heart bird. Paul Schutt's Tears of Eros. Yes, it was Tears of Eros. I'm going to get a sample, because I'm certainly... I mean, Houdini was just telling us to blind buy it. He was like, just buy it. And I was like, whoa, settle, calm. Like, whoa, can we slow down here? You know, you can buy his dinner first or something, you know? Jesus. But he was telling us to buy... this Tears of Eros. He just said it's like... It's got his hooks into him, you know? So I'm intrigued. Because he doesn't usually get like carried away or like excited. Me and him were talking about growing vetiver hydroponically today. It's a fucking great idea, because that's where you take the essence from. You don't take it from the leaves. You take it from the roots. And if you've ever seen plants grown hydroponically, the root systems are fucking massive. Do you know what I mean? So you could grow vetiver. That is something that any one of us could set up. If you just like rent a fucking, I don't know, where do you rent, and then put a few lights up and grow vetiver or iris especially, or like anything, you know? And take the essence from the roots. You'd make a fortune. Salutations and Happy New Year to all. Welcome, Tripler. Saint of the day is Claire de Russi EDP. The jasmine is pumping. Happy New Year, Stuart Mabe. Thought he was going to say I have now. This New Year is for attacking vintages from the past. Most vintages are from the past, to be fair. So we should attack them. I'll stop being a fraghead before I buy an Initio jerk off. So spaced out. I kind of feel the same way. Don't get us wrong. If they made something that I loved, I'd buy it in a heartbeat. You know? I say I'd buy it in a heartbeat. I would, like, subject to, you know, the usual T's and C's, such as price and all that shit. 25k at this nearby temple. 25 kilograms of fucking vetiver. Make it iris, then grow iris, because they take the essence of iris from the root systems, don't they? Just grow massive amounts of iris root. Welcome, Silver Panther. There's a business in there for someone, you know. I would do it, but I am simply lazy. So, well, I say I'm lazy. I haven't got the fucking ability to do it physically, mentally, or fucking financially, to be quite honest with you. But please, anybody who wants to do that, all I demand is credit. Just say there was a duck on the end. When you you get interviewed on like fucking late night American TV shows, and they're like, "How did you become a billionaire?" You'd be like, well, let me tell you a story about a duck on YouTube. And this show gets a lot of flack, but who for greatness grabs me compliments like no other. That was interesting. I walked into my local garage today, to put some petrol in the car. I'm getting my car, picking up a new car tomorrow, so I'm starting to get a little bit excited about that. That'll be fun. Anyway, I walked into the garage today and oh my God, I felt like somebody had got like a fucking dirty great cod, sprayed it with amber woods and then just whacked us in the face. Just like whoosh, right across my face. It was huge. I was like, whoa, I almost recoiled. I was like, how the fuck does it smell so potently, so incredibly potently of amber woods in a garage? Oh, Stuart Mabe, what have you poached? What have you scored? Tell us. I think you don't have to tell if you don't want to, but it'd be fun if you did. 100% agree that Xerjoff and Nishani have massive catalogues. I can give you the exact numbers. In the last 2 years, I've smelled 81 Xerjoff, grief, and 34 Nishanis. Wow. It's the problem is, you've got like a house like Dior, which has been around for like 80 years. You've got a house like fucking Guerlain, which has been around for like 180 years, or whatever the silly number is, 190 years. And then they've got like 4, 5, 600 perfumes. And then you've got a house like Nishani, which has got like 200. And it's only been around for, not Nishani. Well, yeah, Nishani and Xerjoff, they've got like 200. But they've been around like 10 years, 15 years. Xerjoff has 160 in 17 years, okay. So that's like nearly, we'll say 10 a year, just not so as to split hairs. Nishani has 60 in 10 years. See, that's one every 2 months. And then like it's 10 a year, it's nearly one a month for Xerjoff. There's not a lot of artistic investment going on there, I don't feel anyway. You know? I don't know what their internal. Marla's 35 in 23 years. 35? That's a surprise. What's so niche about Initio and Xerjoff? Can anyone explain 250 quidish retail as low as Eek? Yeah, it's disgusting. When people say Initio and Parfum de Marly, etc., are niche, then maybe you're just entering into the world of frags. They're entry level niche, absolutely. They're only niche by name, if that makes sense. You know, niche by name is because that's all they make is perfumes, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're like what we jokingly call quote unquote niche quality. You know, I like Rock very much, says Jonathan. Is it a sprayer? Has Rock got a sprayer or is it a splash? Prices are crazy. Burberry costs like Chanel now. Yes. Oh God, I'm far behind. This is despicable. Hold on. I just don't believe that any house that can kick out so many fragrances in such a short time can really be that interested in quality. I kind of agree. It kind of feels like they're throwing loads of shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. Aren't Nisho and Marley the same company anyway, or owned by the same person? I think they are. That's the thing a lot of people get wrong when making claims about Xerjoff and Nisho. Put all of the niche brands on a continuum, and Initio was somewhere in the middle because they have original IP, good quality, and fairly moderate pricing, in my opinion, says Divine. Hello, Silver Panther. Rich, you got any recommendations for a real vintage cheapie, or an old CK, or a Boucheron? Jaipur, if you like that. I didn't like it. It smelled a little bit like polish to me. A cheap vintage Homme de Café. Homme de Café. Get this up, yeah. There you go. I think Anuja's got that. Homme de Café. God knows. I think Anuja's still got it. So there you go. I mean, that cap is absolutely lamentable. That is so 70s. It's unbelievable. This cap, right, will still be in existence in like the year 3024. Never mind 2024. It's going to take at least 10,000 years for that to degrade. You know? But Honda Cafe. Try that for a vintage cheapie, my friend. Received the Legend Amidabla Discovery set the other day, awaiting my loan application to buy almost all of them. Put them on the mortgage. I think I might have scored a great vintage fragrance. Should Legend Amidabla do more colognes? Haiti and Indonesia are very good. They can. Should they? Where do they go from where they are? Do a lavender cologne. Do a white floral cologne. I wouldn't like that, but there we are. Got my Jubilation 40 sample on the way. I noticed Fragrance Samples UK have stopped selling lots of brands. No Creed, MFK, Givenchy, Bulgari, Joe, the list goes on. Not good. Probably because they're suing him or they've had a cease and desist. So that's a bit of a cow. I'm going to get a Scal in Indonesia in the spring. Say supply and demand. Brilliant. I think I've scored a pre-1994 Egoist 50ml spray bottle for £67. That is a bargain. Yashani has 60 in 10 years, probably, but I have not been wanting. Hello, Christoph. Yashana released with 16 cents. Some of these cents I don't even know. Zerja released with just 12. Looks like Creed are going to start pumping out the new fragrances now they've been bought out. Another new one coming soon. Yes. Vanilla Sex is amazing, says Supply and Demand. Smells like a thick vanilla pudding with Tom Ford's sexy oomph to it. Technically, yes, years ago, but I can't remember now. To be found, nowhere to be found. Probably did you prick up Rourke? Welcome, Germs. That was Germs. Shannon's best fragrance is a 9 out of 10 millimal. I've got one recently. Is that Honda Cafe a Marias? It's his first perfume. It's not just a Marias, it's his first ever perfume that he made. Incredible. Excellent, just got it in. I'm really enjoying it. I look forward to your thoughts. Come on, Ensemble Mythique is more niche than 99% of all frags from the so-called entry-level niche brands. Kind of agree. But Girl On are putting out a lot of crap these days as well. Welcome, Sarah. Anyone know a good signature scent that I could wear all season? I like it too, the Hermes, but the current formulation has no CRs. I also like Aventus, but too expensive. My signature scent is Aventus, however, is not something I can wear every day. 34 Saint-Germain by Diptyque. That's really nice, the Eau de Toilette. I did a top 10 signature scent perfumes video, would you believe, a year or two ago now. I hate Annie if you mean the one by Nichon. This is sort of Intimus Imperium as vibes of Annie and Aventus. Howdy, welcome, Duncan, how are you? My signature scent is Antaeus, however, is not something I can wear every day. Got you, not Aventus. Antaeus. Happy New Year, Gulf4. Welcome. I gave in. I will be wearing Herba Pura this summer in Florida. Price too good, says Find a Man. Ensemble Mythique is a masterclass in fragrance making in general. It's very high blend and quality, leagues above most brands. Best releases, says Spaced Out. Thank you, Rich. I will have a look. No problem. No problem at all. I made a... Whoa. I told Jura Rose I was streaming, and his reply was simply shite. And why are you doing that? It's not very nice. Gallop and Cuir d'Orange are basically takes on a Birkin bag. Hermes makes my favourite leathers. I think Cuir d'Orange smells like a brilliant white handbag, you know, like blindingly white. like the type of colour that makes a noise. You know what I mean? You know when light shines on a reflective surface at a certain angle and you hear that kind of noise. Right, that's what I get from Queer d'Ange. Oh, excuse me. Hi, Jonathan says, Stuart, just subscribe to your channel of your laid back style, great content. Fragrance enthusiast says, when you are about to purchase a perfume, do you consider performance, longevity, sillage, projection as a deciding factor or no? Contributing factor, but maybe it's not a deciding factor. You know, like I take it in the round. So if something's got absolutely shit performance, like it lasts like an hour, what's the point? You know, it can't be so terrible that it's like throwing your money away. But at the same time, I wouldn't not buy a perfume because the performance was like 3 or 4 hours, you know, depending on the price. It's your money. It's got to be like what's important for you, you know. I'll say fortunately, most of the fragrances I like tend to have decent performance. It's the only reason I haven't got a bottle of Cologne Imperial by Guerlain, because it costs like 120 quid, but it lasts for, 15, 20 minutes? Like genuinely 15, 20 minutes and then it's gone. But what a 15, 20 minutes. If I could still get that for 30 or 40 quid, I'd probably have a bottle, because it's an incredible smell. It's utterly beautiful. But the performance is, it's almost theft. You know what I mean? The performance is absolutely diabolical. Herba Pure and God of Fire is in my summer lineup. Didn't like the vanilla and Herba Gold, says Splendor Man. Christoph, what's the tinfoil doing around the candle? It is heating the whole of the wax at the top so that you don't get tunneling. If you build like a little shelter like that for your candle, the wax will melt evenly and not tunnel. So that's kind of what I do. Spoils the aesthetic though, but it helps. Friends, it is that time of the stream where I say if you would like to like the stream, I would appreciate it greatly. Thank you kindly. Divine says, I wear Gris Chanel EDP a lot in the summer. Some Fragrance du Bois Solstice. Some Fragrance du Bois Secret Tryst too. Silver Panther says, haha, I made that same noise to myself before you did, almost exactly. I love Gallop and Queer d'Ange, especially in spring. Maybe I'll just settle for a Dior Homme Intense, an easy choice. Get a bottle of Dior Homme Original. Dior Homme Original would be a good it would be a good all-round, all-year perfume. I would say vintage Paco Rabanne Pour Homme, but you might not be into that. Bois d'Argent. If you're wanting to spend some money, just try and get an old formulation, because the modern one is absolutely atrocious. Speaking of performance, the performance on the modern Bois d'Argent makes it theft. Ram was talking about the EDT Chanel Bois de Zile. Any thoughts? I don't like Bois de Zile, EDT or EDP. Just don't like it. It's too yellow floral. I like Samsara EDP if I'm going to go for that kind of vibe. Hello, Pat Lester. Scent of the day was an Oriental Velour by Les Indomptables. I swear to you, I nearly put that on today, and I went with Pure Coffee instead. Yes, I know there's a slight discrepancy in those two fragrances, but I think I kind of made my mind up that I'm going to sell Pure Coffee. Like, I'll try pure leather as well. So I think I might sell that too. So every time I see someone burn a candle, I think I've got to get into it, but then I realise how fucking expensive they are. They're so expensive for what they are. It's absolutely awful. The Dior candles are nearly £100 each. It's a fucking candle. There's many a time when I will just take the lid off my candle and then you can smell it potently throughout the room anyway. You know? I thought it melted more wax for fragrant smell. No, it just burns it more evenly across the top. Oh my God, hi Rich. I wanted a blue moon chance to catch you live in real time. Welcome, my Vu. Anyone tried any of the Apuente perfumes? Favourites and why, says MJ. Evening, Rich. Welcome, Andre. Happy New Year to you. How long does a candle last? It depends how long you burn it. I know I'm not being flippant, but it just depends how long you burn it. Like, I don't burn mine for, like, I'll leave that burning for a little longer. I don't leave my, how strange. I burned my finger putting my hand over the flame. I don't burn mine for like hours at a time. People do. You only need to really burn it for like 45 minutes, an hour. Get an even burn across the top and then leave it in your house or your room, whatever. That will smell for however long. It'll smell for a while, to be fair. It's more noticeable for other people, I find, you know. Louis Vuitton Myriad is $700 and it's kind of worth it, says Supply and Demand. The Assam oud is very resinous and smoky and the rose is beautiful. A little too femme for me, though. I kind of felt like that with Neela Vermeer's. Really good brand, but they're just not. They're just a little bit femme for me. Saturday's Breath of God by Lush. Very weird. Yes, I've got it. I just never wear it. Was revisiting vintage Egoist today, excuse me. Was revisiting vintage Egoist today, says Tripler. Really think that it factor comes from the ambrette, something I hadn't considered before reading some articles about it. Is there a perfume that you love the dry down but dislike the beginning part, or vice versa? Probably, but I can't think of it. I don't like the idea of having to suffer through part of the perfume to get to another part of the perfume. I mean, you could say something like Sultan Vetiver. Sultan Vetiver's like the opening's absolutely amazing, gorgeous, and then the dry down's just. I mean, it's not even the dry down. It's like the mid. It's like 25 minutes. You get 25 minutes of greatness, genuine greatness from the vetiver, and then the rest of it's horrible. Is there? Oh, that was a candle. I thought it was a funky perfume bottle. Amouage Guidance is the most beautiful women's perfume I've ever smelled, says Supply and Demand. That's a crowded field. When is a news revealing his haul? Good question. Good question. Is a very good question, which I would not mind knowing the answer to, but I don't suspect he's going to tell us until he's ready. He did say that he wasn't going to tell anyone until he'd received it, checked it, counted it, double fucking counted it and everything. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. I have many, Stuart. As long as the EDT is above the Chanel, you're good, like Antaeus. There's an older one. I think this is from the 90s. And there's a newer one. I think this is, well, this is from the 2000s. The late 2000s, like 2016 or something. As you can see, they are written out differently. This one is the later one. This one is the earlier one. It also say, "I'm very sorry. You're not keeping us up or anything." That's the lid for the vintage. That is the lid for the modern. To be fair, the modern is a lot more solid. The vintage, the vintage cap is literally just fucking shite. But the perfume inside is not. It's a lot more leathery. This is a lot more patchouli. Amen takes an hour to get me going, says Silver Panther. Guidance smells sexy. I agree, says Divine. Welcome, PK. You are wearing Shaggy. Divine says, in my opinion, Biche clearly took tones from Patchouli Magnetique, ironed them out, and added more generic peachy vanilla tan lotion tone. To what? Guidance. Guidance travels on well-trodden road. I want to dislike it because I want daring amouage, but I really like the composition. That is with Guidance, says Divine. Lilac Love is also good, says Dropout. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry for yawning in your ears. Gently. Softly. What do you think are the differences between the vintage and modern Egoist triplet, says Stuart Mib? The same as most, richer and deeper. Yes. There's just more. It's just more vivid. Like, it's darker, it's brighter, it's deeper, fuller, richer, sweeter. You know. Finally smelled sartorial. Pure shite, says Supply and Demand. You don't like it then? Most of Penhaligon's designer equivalent, in my opinion. Yes. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of Penhaligon's. I like Savoy Steam, which is cool, and I like Sartorial, strangely enough. But I'm not a mega Sartorial. I'm not a mega. I am not a mega Penhaligon's fan. A lot of amber woods in those too. What the hell's wrong with this? Why do I keep yawning? I got myself a vintage mini of Antaeus. Looking forward to trying it and comparing it to the modern. I've got a vintage mini of Antaeus. Hoping to get the mini video done this year. And the soap video. Thoughts on Dior Homme Parfum, says PK. Sold my bottle. Think it's hugely overrated. Don't like the leather in it. I just think it completely derails the composition. I just think it completely skews it against what Dior Homme really is. Doc, who was the best modern UK house? Aaron Terence Hughes? Don't be silly. Come now. Let's, no. No. I think most of his stuff, not great. The Mao I come to trigger since Blind Demand. Behave thyself. I just experienced Shalimar for the first time 2 days ago. Really perfume memory with it. It just smells like a gorgeous vanilla. It doesn't smell old or like my mom or gran. That's good. So you can enjoy it for what it is without it being spoiled by perfume memory. Perfume memories cut both ways, don't they? You know? They can be great or they can be awful. They can enhance or they can destroy. I don't like my vintage Antaeus sitting too close to that nasty flame. So I'll put you back there. I might wear on taste tomorrow. Scent of the car purchase. Wow. I just sniffed that tin foil and that was oh wow. Oh, good grief. Out, brief candle. It's Buzz. When is the best of 2023 coming out? In the next couple of weeks. Maybe it's in the third week of January. You know? January's got like 4.5 weeks. Well, I mean, I suppose most months have got 4.5 weeks, but you know what I mean. Because I'm going to do a state of the collection video. Sorry, that fucking was not a great idea. Ooh. I like the Duron Parfum more than the original. The Intense, I prefer the leather, says Stuart. There's a lot of people, you're in good company. You're in very, very good company. Do they fake candles? There is an unused diptyque small on eBay for €12. Seems too cheap. I mean, somebody could just be looking to get rid of it. Could have been a present that they just want rid of. You can get the little ones. You can get little diptyque candles, though. So there's a chance it could be real. Anything can be faked, is my view, and which is also correct. Boz is wearing Happy New Year. Boz is wearing Zaharov's signature rose. And man says got followed around in Neiman Marcus yesterday. Needless to say, never buying from them again and cancelling the account. Why were they following you around? Did you say anything? Did you confront them? Did you say, look, you can't be fucking following us around when I'm trying to buy shit. You're putting us off. You're cramping me style, mate. You know? Why were they following you about? I hope you said something. I'd have been like, look, mate, you can't do this. I actually get on really well with security guards. I mean, most of the time because the fucking recognises. That wax pool is real nice. You like that, don't you, bitch? You like that, don't you, Lily? That nice, smooth wax pool. Yeah. Now we know the key to Lily's heart. Get yourself a smooth wax pool. And you get along with the guards because they know you're not going to run away from them. That's a good point as well, yes. They know that I haven't got the legs of them. I love how Antaeus smelled so bad, but I'm still self-conscious about other people smelling Antaeus on a 5'4" young woman who likes to wear typical Gen Z stuff. You just wear what you want. Don't wear it for other people. You can be self-conscious. It's always good to be aware of the context in your surroundings. Don't just go around being an arsehole with your fragrance. But at the end of the day, you've got to wear something that's like. The good thing is that there's so many perfumes out there. You'll find something which will do both. You know, will suit the occasion and your taste and your mood. You know. Listen to some Stan Getz this morning. I have no idea who that is. Black rose fragrances always make me think of Sherazor. Maybe they just like the cake. Maybe they do like the cake. Have you been showing them the cake? I didn't say anything. I was just disappointed because mostly everyone knows me. I would have said something. I'd have been like, look, well, I don't know what's going on here, but you've clearly got the wrong end of the stick. Just walked up the security guard and just said, why are you following us? Don't be like aggressive. Don't shout. Don't stamp your feet. Don't cause a riot like you see those wankers on the TV. You're not being victimized per se, unless they tell you that they're victimizing you. You just be like, look, what's going on here? Why? What's happening? And really what they should do is tell you. If they start getting defensive, then you know they're just being like dickheads. They haven't got the courage of their own convictions. You just say, look, well, then I need to speak to somebody further up the chain, because why are you being a helmet? Does that candle smell like Ambre Narguil? Absolutely it does. Absolutely it does. Maybe it's with a little less of the apple pie. But it's definitely got that sweet tobacco thing without the vanilla. It hasn't got the vanilla. Oh, there's still smoke in there. Stay away, stay away. Miller Harris. Shows us Miller Harris, if I remember correctly, says DMS. I've never listened to Gets, but I know of him. Shows us a set moving a bit on tonight as the Devil's playing it so good. Thanks, Joe. Let me call up there and speak with my guy. Yeah, just say, look, like, if I come back, are they going to be, like, watching us, following us? Like, what's going on? I've spent money, you know, I'm not a dick. You know, I don't steal. I mean, if you've got an account with them, you know what I mean? Bloody hell. What the fuck's he playing at? Or she, whoever followed you, tell them to bite you. Maybe the self-conscious is why I prefer the performance on the medium side. I don't really jab with the beast mode hype. Beast, I've got to be in a certain mood for beast mode. I couldn't just have beast mode all the time. A lifestyle not for sale. I like you, Rich. I like you too. How are you? I hope you're well. Did you have a nice New Year? Ow! I just hurt my finger. My New Year was quiet. I was in bed. I took some medicinal herbal remedies just to try and help us sleep a bit better, and it worked. I did hear the fireworks going off, so I was like, cheers for that. But I'm glad it's over. I'm glad it's over and we can all get back to normal life, I must be honest. I'm not a huge fan of the festive period. I'm not as anti-festive period. Now that, like, everyone I know has got kids and you can see what it's really all about, and, like, you know, and the world doesn't revolve around me, you know, that kind of thing. Like, I don't get as angry because I've had bad experiences at Christmas with, like, families and stuff like that. So, but now I'm a bit older. I prefer to just have a nice quiet Christmas. I ate fucking turkey at Christmas and it was lifting. I hate turkey. That's not happening. I say this every year. I'm not putting up with turkey next year. We'll get some beef. We'll get some motherfucking steak if it has to be. I'm not putting up with the evil bird again. The wicked bird. I'm sure somebody else would love your money, just not as much as, if not more. You're a dog, but not a dick. I mean, I've had my moments, don't get us wrong. But I like to think I like to think that I'm I like to think that I'm more good than bad these days. Anyone tried Tal's Musk Nomad? I was going to say Nusk Momad. Musk Nomad. Someone was telling me they bought that the other day, and I was like, ooh. And there has been a little bit of talk. There's a mini or a really small bottle on eBay that keeps popping up. Also, somebody on eBay the other day bought a bottle of Frenchy Lavande, a 200ml Frenchy Lavande, at auction for £147. Mortified I was. Well, I say mortified. I wasn't mortified, but I thought, you know what it is? Then I'd had 400ml of it, but I intend to wear it like a cologne. You know, we were talking about performance before, like how, like, Fragrance Enthusiast asked, like, is performance a major factor? Frenchy Lavande's performance isn't great. It's about 4 hours. But if you get a 200ml bottle and you pay about half retail, so you pay about 200 quid or less, it's a really good value thing because you can just reapply it 4 hours later. You know what I mean? You can decant some into like a 10ml and take it out with you if you want. You know, Frenchy lavender is the type of perfume that I'm gonna apply 3 times a day. You know, it's not that complex that you get like a different fragrance at the top than you do to the bottom. But you can use it as a cologne, literally as a cologne, like an eau de cologne. You know, 10, 15 sprays at a time, 3, 4 times a day. Just make sure you don't pay retail for it. And with that, friends, I am going to the bathroom. I will be back. Somebody Boz, do an entertaining dance for everyone. Don't do anything bloody stupid. I'll be back. I'm back. Aha. I see you're talking about salad. I'm out really. I leave the room for 5 minutes and everybody's on the healthy eating. Oh, 2 minutes I was away. And Boz has got everybody on the salad. How did that happen? Boz, you're not being left in charge again. Trying to improve everybody's health. Okay. Good grief. I've just read Bilbo's bloody... I just read Bilbo, you filthy animal. I've had 5 roast dinners in 10 days, probably absolutely gagging for pie and chips. I imagine you are. A lifestyle not for sale says I've got some naughty things coming in from France. I'll send you a treat. Ooh. I'll wag my tail. I love treats. I was up till 3 a.m. and still paying for it. It's difficult when you get older, isn't it? It's the easiest thing in the world when you're in your 20s, your early 20s, your late teens. It's just, I mean, pardon the pun, but it's water off a duck's back, isn't it? Just do that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, drink and go to work on Monday and do it all again on Friday. Just, yeah, I mean, obviously with the medications I'm on, I can't drink anymore, but it's a fantastic excuse. I can tell you, cannot hack it at all. That's the real reason. So the doctors say, because every time they look at us, they just assume that I drink, you know? And they're like, how much do you drink a week? And I'm like, oh, I don't. And they're like, come on now. And I'm like, no, I don't. I genuinely don't drink alcohol. And they're like, oh, right. And I'm like, I just can't. I'm just weak, you know. I'm old and weak. Pardon me. And I still don't know why my mother has given me this black bag. Maybe she wants us to dispose of her body. I've not been at New Year's Eve since probably 2017. I've never liked it. I've just never liked it as a thing. You just have to reflect on shit, and it's just like, oh, fuck off, not another year. I've got some naughty things. I've had 5 roast dinners. Rasputin's death anniversary was on Saturday. That's a niche thing to think about. Leftover turkey soup is better than eating the bird, says Chirp there. I used to like turkey sandwiches, but for some reason I used to like them with loads of salt. That's something else I can't eat loads of anymore. You know? I can't eat loads of salt. It just makes us feel like I'm going to explode. Which is probably a good thing, because it's really bad for you if you eat too much, but loads of butter, loads of salt, turkey. I mean, that just sounds awful when you say it out loud, doesn't it? Just looked up Musk No Madam for a grant ago, and side note, Camille Gutala's a babe. Oh, woo. I imagine she is, actually. It's a nice name. It's a sexy name, Camille Gutal. You know? Open the black box. It's not a black box. It's a black bin bag. She brought us a black bin liner. She wants us to, I don't know, maybe dismember our latest victim or something. I don't know. I can't get enough of my mother's Russian salad. Good grief. Is it tossed well, Boz? Tossed? Saber dance. Yes, do a dance. How do you know? Do you like to have your salad tossed, says Stuart to Boz? Boz, I'd toss your salad, says Bilbo. Good grief. My view says it's a very iconic, not ironic. How many salads have you tossed in one day, says Silver Panther? Boz, do not look up tossed salad on Google. Just don't, mate. Just don't. Just don't. Only fragrance performance album known as Etro's EDT Vetiver, greatest Lomi Vetiver, and it's barely there. I have got the original release EDC DMS. I've got the original release EDC, and you are right. It is extremely dark. And like soily and like salty and like mineralic, like not mineralic, no, that's the wrong word, because that implies a kind of a metallic sort of thing. It feels like clay, you know. But the EDC is so much stronger. The EDC is really potent. I mean, it's strong for the first hour, and then afterwards, I mean, but it lasts, you know. It's like I've never considered it had shit performance. Excuse me, whilst I hydrate. I'm gonna have to buy some more water soon. I'm gonna take my mimosa salad right now. Shy Mimosa, this place in Bristol. They've got. I'm gonna ring them tomorrow when I get home, and I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see what's what. Did you see the new Mal that already got revealed? Synthetic Nature. It is not a new one. It is just a repackage of Synthetic Jungle. I believe. If Frederick Mal started doing flankers, then we are fucked. If Frederick Mal started doing flankers, we are absolutely buckled. We've lost. It would be like if Serge Luton did flankers. You know? It would be a terrible blow. That it would be a pretty. It would be strong. It would be pretty dark. That Frederick Mal doing flankers. Just think of all the implications. Now I need to get a damn salad, says Enrique. If only the gremlins would ignore me, says Alan. Woo. Stopped by a local corner shop earlier today and got an unsolicited compliment on my chorus. Nice. Said it smelled nice and clean. The pissiness stays closer to the skin. Yes, it depends as well throughout the life, and it also depends on what your skin does. Sometimes your skin can just like quieten down certain fat. Like it could smell pissy as all fuck on me, and then it could be no piss at all on you, or anything in between. You know, it's interesting. It's one of the great things. Like that's why you can't really like legislate for when somebody tells you what they think of a fragrance. You've got to kind of just be like, well, yeah, that's like what it smells like on you. Seriously, I've sat and sprayed. Me and Richie G. The one that always sticks in my mind about me and Richie G, right? We both smelled this at the same time. It was a recommendation from Cascade Scents, Manny from Cascade Scents, right? And I thought, fuck it, I'm having that. Right? Went in, bought it, right? Sprayed it on. On me, it smells like fucking white musk from the Body Shop. It's nice, don't get us wrong. I mean, I've used it and worn it. It's been a while, though, as you will have noticed. But it's one of those things I like to pick up and smell every once in a while. On Richie G, it smells sweet and it smells like rum. Particularly rum. And I'm like, what? Literally from the same bottle. And one spray on me, next spray on Richie G, literally a second, as soon as it takes from me to spray my hand to his hand, it was exactly the same fucking perfume. And it smelled totally different. Insane. I was shook. I don't know how, my view. I do not know how it just came out boozy, sweet rum on him, with some of the facets of the musk, the dryness, the like the little bit of the cleanliness as well, but it had this sweet, boozy rum smell. And it smelled lovely, to be fair. It smelled lovely on the pair of we. But it smelled like it was incredible on him. Have a sample of Towers Leather Desert American. I can swear there's a hint of cologne in it. Is my nose off? Probably not. Maybe there is. You know? Maybe there is. I would have to smell that again. What do the British usually eat on New Year's Day, Rich? What do they usually eat on New Year's Day? Pass. I don't think there's a particular convention for it. Probably fish and chips, I would have thought. Kier's musk is a weird one, quite animalistic on me. Yeah, exactly. It's really clean white musk on me. And then it's animalic on you. And then it's boozy on Richie G. Like, it's amazing. I think that's one of the best things about being into perfume, how it can smell totally different on different people. It's madness. Yeah, but hey! Eugene is here. Welcome, Eugene. Guys and gals, I saw a guy selling Amber Nargile 200ml tester for 166. Is it a good deal? It's an incredible deal. Buy. Goodness me. If you like it, don't just blind buy it, but if you've smelled it before and you like it, that is a really good deal. That is a lot of perfume for $166. I've got a 100ml, which I think I paid about the same for. And Huban, DHI, of course, malted the Bigarde flanker. Monsieur should have been called Alpha Monsieur, it's so sludgy. Haven't heard anything concrete. Hey, the rumours about Paul's leaving Chanel true. Smells musky floral on me. They did do the Bigarde flanker. I've said all of that, and they did actually do the Bigarde flanker. Fuck's sake. It smells musky floral on me. Where did that rum note come from? Bonkers. Unless he was just sweating the rum out and he'd been drinking rum and not telling us. But I don't think he had, because I'm sure I've smelled it on him more than once. My view, grab Amber Nargile at that price. Yeah, it's a fantastic price. It really is, actually. The more I think about that, the better it is. Because that's $166. That's about 130, 120 quid. Good grief. That is a bargain. Is it full? Has it got the lid? Because sometimes those testers, I mean, not that it would stop us for the sake of a lid. Fuck that. You could just put out a call on Facebook or something, or like anybody, because they could ship you a lid from anywhere in the world. My view says it has a slightly animalic tone and much higher than the slug of clean soapy releases from 2020 to 2021. Animalic, what does that mean? Smells like skin and fur. Welcome, Saab Replay. How are you, Andy, mate? I hope you're well. Animalic. Animalic has that kind of, do you know how, like skin, it's got a slightly musky, warm, not sweaty, but unwashed kind of smell. Not like bacterial gas, but slightly warm and dirty. I've only smelled it a bit after olfactory dizziness. It's basically a blind bar and it's full, has a lid, even a nice little canvas bag. That's amazing. And it's full, has a lid. Do you like the smell of tobacco? Do you like the smell of sweetness? Do you like, I don't know what the climate's like where you are, but even as this is their densest perfume, or it's one of their densest perfumes, especially under Elena. And it's still not that dense. Did you read my Mall 2024 comment? Pass, but reminders. Sorry. On the designer side, it seems Hermes is the last house standing in the end, not getting acquired. Well, it's a family business, and the guy who owns it at the minute, the old man, he's giving it to his gardener. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Which, I mean, he can give it to whoever he wants, you know what I mean? I think he's falling out with the kids. Or he doesn't have any kids. That's it. Synthetic nature. Synthetic nature is just synthetic jungle repackaged. It's the same perfume, apparently. That is my understanding of the situation. Who owns Cartier? Richemont. Richemont Group owns Cartier. The people who make the watches, they're a Swiss brand. That's interesting, says Divine. It is interesting. I'm sure me and Eugene were talking about it, and Eugene shed some light. Forgive us if I'm wrong. I think Eugene shed some light on why they were doing it, or because I'm sure it was Eugene that told us it was happening. My foray into Hermes has been pleasantly surprising. So Amber Nargile will be different. I don't know what you've smelled, but Amber Nargile will be quite different from most of the other Hermeses, because it was a bit of a departure, you know. When you were flaying a deer. No, imagine just getting up close to a deer and just giving it a cuddle and smelling the warmth and the fur. Or the underside of a cat. You know how cats keep themselves clean? But they're very clean animals, but they still have that animal kind of whiff. Oh, I love anything amber, tobacco, boozy. You should like Amber Nargile then. Surprising statistic I read this week. Chanel's revenue is twice that of Rolex. The thing is with Rolexes, you've got to remember, right, is that Chanel sell a lot more products at much lower price points. Rich, if I remember correctly, you're not a fan of jasmine, but can you name a fragrance in which you thought the jasmine was well done? I mean, there are lots of fragrances where I think jasmine is well done. I just don't like it. You know, it's not necessarily a question of whether I actually thought the jasmine was like well executed. it's a question of that I just don't like jasmine. Like we were talking about scent memories before. I can't smell jasmine and think anything other than death and misery and November rain, not the song, and silence in the car, and just shit reminders. Just don't like it. I just don't like it. Same with Lily of the Valley and tuberose, but to a lesser extent. I appreciate the salty aspect of tuberose, but I really struggle with tuberose as well. And I can't really help it at this point. That is me with white florals, says my view. Hey, Rich, I purchased a matte cap version of Mars d'Entrée Bras. Have you gotten your nose on it? No. I've smelled d'Entrée Bras before, but not the matte cap version. I imagine it's immense, is it? And welcome, Splinter. No patchouli noisette on New Year's Eve. Good scent for a memorable night. I would like to wear that again soon. What else do we have? Yeah, I remember the first whiff being surprisingly syrupy in texture. Paul Monsieur EDP, thoughts, presence, longevity. The current EDP disappears instantly. I love the EDP, and I cannot wear the EDT because the citrus at the top, the lemon in particular, turns to utter death on me. It turns to it's like bleach. You know when you're cleaning something with bleach and you're cleaning something on bleach and then like the bleach, like the fumes get in your eyes and you're like, oh God, like I feel like I'm in the trenches in World War One. I'm choking, I'm dying, like help. That's kind of what Paul Monsieur does on my skin. It smells bad. You know, it smells like it's going to try and melt through my skin, which is one of the reasons I don't like lemon. But I've smelled it on other people. Again, Richie J, I've smelled it on him. It smells beautiful. It smells beautiful. It smells totally different. But unfortunately, I can't wear it. But the EDP, gorgeous. The Cologne Concentrate, gorgeous. Lovely perfumes. So don't necessarily take my word for whether you should get Paul Monsieur EDT, but the EDP is glorious. I love it. I really love it. The performance, I'd say about 6 hours, but it smells like It smells like a man in a white shirt, or even a white T-shirt. You know. Afternoon, I smell. How are you? Narciss immediately reminds me of my grandmother. Yes. I meant to say prominent, but not deathly. Oh. What other notes do you struggle with? I struggle with neroli and rose. I struggle with neroli because it's a white floral. Amber woods, as I've chronicled many times, which are just a whole family of fucking evil. Jasmine, ylang ylang. I can have perfumes with ylang ylang in, but it's not something I would necessarily go for. I'm selling me Boss Sport as well, and that's got something in which I really can't deal with, like Boss Sport. It's got Tajet. Is it Tajet's? Marigold. I struggle with Marigold, and I struggle with a note called Tajet's, which is in one of the Strangelove perfumes. A lot of florals. I struggle with a lot of florals. The reminders of anxiety, and they remind me of hay fever, and death, you know? And it is what it is. If you like them, please God, don't let me put you off. But at the same time, I just can't. Alan Gonzalez, welcome. How are you? I hope you are well. You have deleted your comment. Please post again. Can't stand jammy rose. It just smells so diabetic most of the time. Yeah, it smells like jam. Literally, like, I know you said jammy rose, but I get raspberry jam from it. That's like, it literally feels like 50% sugar. And that is a lot of time because it's not necessarily a natural rose. It's like a rose accord. And there'll be a bit of rose in there, but there'll be other stuff as well to like fatten it up, you know, sweeten it. And I think a lot of times some rose perfumes off like the smell like that for like girls. And I don't mean like women, I mean girls. I mean young, childish girls like 9, 10, all the way up to like 15, 16, you know? Like the smell juvenile. It's not something I want to be involved in. But there are other types of rose. Kazimi by House of Matriarch. Rose de Jamal again. Excuse me. Balenciaga's Hohan Club. Antaeus. Dark. Noir de Noir, yes. I like Noir de Noir. Past the jasmine vine cluster and the smell was beautiful. How was the jasmine in Iquitos? I like the jasmine in Iquitos because that smells like heat. Yes, you've just reminded us. The jasmine in Iquitos smells like heat. So it's more of like, it's like the cumin in Eau de Hermes. It gives this hot, like this kind of like this hot vibe to the perfume rather than it smelling like an actual jasmine floral thing. So that's a good point. The rose and Zeno is quite nice in the background with the rose wood. Jasmine in real life smells lovely, says Myvu. Duck was able to sample Nexon this week. To me, it's all like a high-end Prada Amber. Very nice, says Triplet. I've got 3 bottles of it. Like, I really like that stuff. You can expect to see that coming on the channel soon. It's quite an ambery patchouli. Koza's like an ambery patchouli. Very thick and goopy. That is how I like my patchoulis, to be fair. Chocolatey, thick, goopy. Thanks, 6 hours is enough and the price is perfect for a Chanel classic. Yes. Tempted to try the Rose de Jamal. Sounds different and subtle. Yes, you could wear that out and about wherever you wanted and however you wanted, and like you could dress that up, dress it down. Not too dressed down though, it's more up than down. But it's great. It really is fantastic. You know what I haven't worn this year? Queer by Mona Diorio. Which is a shame, but I ain't been wearing me leathers. That is such a Tagettes. Yes. Tagettes. What do you think of La Mat, Rich? Pass. May have smelled it, may not have smelled it. I have heard of it, though. Rose and Litchi is my personal hell, and the devil is Delina's. It's my view. Tempted to buy the Rose de Jamal. Try. Yes, try. Don't think I've smelled the mat now that I think about it. It's only been 3 days, Rich. Let's hit the modern leathers. Worth a look. Queer by Mona Diorio, even though the brand is shut at the minute. Because I don't know what the fuck they're doing. The Jets is marigold and almost has mentholated pineapple smell to me. Yikes. Queer by Mona Diorio. Queer de Russie by Chanel. Not that that's modern. Tuscan leather. Lone Star Memories by Tower. It's definitely worth a look. Antaeus. Not that that's modern. Bellamy you can still get. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Queer Moresque by Serge Luton. Fahrenheit. I need to wear this. Fahrenheit Absolute. What's a fragrance that doesn't work on your skin but everybody else raves about? Mine's a side effect from Initio. It just smells like plastic on me. Absolute shite. There are many fragrances. I've just been talking about one. Pour Monsieur by Chanel. It smells glorious on other people. Just smells like fucking bad death on me. Aqua de Palma's leather is quite nice. I thought so, but a lot of people hate it. Like, it smells very car seat leather. It's very kind of brand new. Ow! Andras Gajdos. Sorry, mate. Welcome. Hello. Happy New Year to you too. Do you have any recommendations for a lavender-focused perfume? I'm struggling to find a good one. P.S. I just bagged an Amouage Journeyman for 55 quid. Happy days. Good grief. That is a bargain. That is a bargain. £55. That's a lot of fragrance. Do I have any recommendations for a lavender-focused perfume? Frenchy Lavande. I think that's really nice, but you don't pay retail prices for it, though. They've been coming up on eBay for about half price, which is about what they're worth. If you can get a 200ml for about £200, that's what I paid. There's just been one that's come up and it went an auction for £147 the other day, and I wish I'd bought that as well, but I've already got 200ml. I don't need to. Most of my lavenders are in my spring and summer collection. Shall we have a look? Just sniffed up loads of smoke there, didn't I? Foolish. Leather Jardin is nice, cheap as chips, says Stuart. Paul Monsieur's really nice. Welcome, Fifi Bonlee. Welcome, fat boy. How was Juan? Happy New Year to you too, bro. How are you? I hope you are well. I hope your family is well. Oh my God. Hold on a second. You're just going to have to view the carpet for a second, friends. Oh, sugar. Needs a hoover. Needs a good hoovering. Lavender. Ma Liberté by Jean Patou. Just Brenda Reglisse by Hermes. That's a really good one. Here is one of my many Dolce & Gabbanas. the poiron. I can't wait to wear that again. There is, oh, that's nice. Smells like a shower in the 90s. Aberdeen Lavender by Creed. What else do we have? What are you? Who are you? Oh, that's a top fragrance. I think that's got lavender in it as well. Beau de Jour, the what do you call it? The Beau de Jour, the private blend version. Oh, get back in there. I'm trying to do that with one arm. Someone says Gris Clair. Caron Troisième Homme. That's a really good lavender. It's a little powdery though. German, lovely and spicy, says Stuart to Andras. A lot of people too quickly dismiss Francesca Bianchi, but her lover's tale is a nice modern leather. Has a mimosa heliotrope thing combined with castoreum. The dry down is sublime. Not a fan. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of most indie houses though, so don't necessarily take my word for it. Try them yourselves. Get sample set. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. And yes, I hope some of those lavenders have helped. You could try Eau Noir. If you like Eau Noir is a lavender. Oh, thanks a lot. No problem. You are most welcome. Thank you for asking. I don't think I've got many winter lavenders. Or even autumn lavenders. Beau de Jour, Music for a While. Music for a While's got a lovely lavender note in it. It's the same as the Beau de Jour one, but I don't recommend the modern Beau de Jour, the signature one. Get the signature, the private blend. Oh, why do you like Facebook, Rich? Why do you dislike Facebook? Because it's fucking awful. Oh, Francesca Bianchi. Francesca Bianchi's nowhere near as awful as Facebook. Jesus. Sorry, Francesca. I just don't think I don't care for like indie sort of perfumes, you know. As a general thing, the stuff I've smelled from us hasn't been great either. But that's in my opinion. You know, there are plenty of people who really rate Francesca Bianchi, and they're probably going to be in a better position to advise you. The lights are flickering. The lights can fuck off flickering. I've got another 10 to 15 minutes to go yet. I'm not having that. Is it due to quality or personal taste? Bit of both. A bit of both, if I'm being honest. You could try, for a lavender as well, you could try Boy by Chanel. You know, I've got a horrible feeling. If the stream drops, it's because the electricity's gone. But the lights are flickering and I'm not very happy about it whatsoever. Screw that. Juan is wearing Ganymede Ganymede X-Straight 2 sprays. What do you think the difference between the X-Straight and the original is, Juan? I found the original. I remember thinking the original was very creative, very different from a lot of stuff on the market. Apparently it sells really well. Like Dura Rose works with them. Dura Rose works he works in he works in an Irish niche shop. And he says it just walks out the door. He says it just walks out. People love it. Paul Parfamo says, I have to find me some Beau de Jour. Yeah, try and get the private blend. Definitely more oud and woods and less citrus. Let's see. I can't remember trying it. I need to sort out. I need to start keeping records of what I've tried. Gotcha. I really like one or two of hers, but thought the Oris butter was really played out. I also like her pricing. Some of the indies' pricings are insane. Yes, it's because indie perfumers tend to use a lot of high-quality ingredients to hide the fact that they can't blend. To be quite frankly honest, that's just the way it is. It seems to me anyway. It really does seem to me that a lot of indie perfumers think lugging fat doses of iris, oud, vanilla, anything, will compensate for the fact that they don't actually know how to make a good perfume. Excuse me, I've shocked myself, clearly. Give us a second. I need to find one of my tablets which has gone walkabouts. Where are you? Come back here. That's my sunglasses. I can't eat them. Where are you? What the fuck's going on? Well, there's them. But where are the ones I'm actually looking for? Oh, right in front of us. I cannot see the forest for the trees. Clearly. Down the hatch. Stuart, I'm a Negative Eagle fan. I can't pick. Have a feeling the new Chanel Comet is going to be space-age materials on fire. Oh, God. No, don't say that. It's meant to be coming out in the next couple of months. I'm so sorry. I do beg your pardon. It's meant to be coming out in the next couple of months. I'm excited to try that. I've got a horrible feeling it's going to be shite. If Le Leon's anything to go by, because I fucking hate that stuff. It's just a fucking Shalimar, Chanelified Shalimar, isn't it, really? Oh, sorry to bring it up. I'm fully having a nightmare at the minute, says Stuart. Ma Liberté, says Stuart, Sabre Replay. Have you tried the Xenia line, Rich? I have tried the Xenia line. I've got Mediterranean Neroli, actually. I think I have. I may have sold it. But I think it's in there somewhere. I like them. They're good quality. They're not the highest quality. The pricing's a bit silly. And they're hard to find at discounters. Used to be able to get that line with like Javanese patchouli and Indonesian oud and Haitian vetiver, Mediterranean neroli, Italian bergamot, Florentine iris, all of those. Used to be able to get those. I like that line. Just not at the prices that they're asking for. But there is some... They're lovely. They're made really well. They are good quality. I wouldn't say they're outstanding, but they're good quality. But the prices are just... you look at the prices and you think, oh, that's quite nice. And then they tell you the price and you're like, whoa, what? You know what I mean? Like, I remember 5, 6, 7 years ago, they were like £125 for 125 mil. So let's have a look what they go for now. All right, let's see. Xenia, Iris, Florentine. There's 125 quid on Latino, to be fair. That's not a... Oh, no, it's unavailable. Sorry. So it was on there. On eBay, it's... Oh, no. It's 170 for 125 mil. That's how much they're at. No, you cannot use my fucking location, you creepy fuckers. Functional cookies, technical cookies, always active. Always active? What do you mean your cookies are always active? Piss off. So it's 170. Oh no, so they're only 100ml bottles now. Right, so they've decreased the size of the bottle by 25% at least, maybe more. Now 30% probably. And then they have increased the price up to 170. It's just silly prices, that. It's just silly prices. I remember when Chanel released Gabrielle, it just smells like shampoo. Oh, what are they on today? Says Paul Famo. I hope you enjoyed it. Xenia Florentine Iris EDP is wonderful, says Andras. I really like that one. Have you ever smelled the Santa Maria Novella Iris? The iris from Santa Maria Novella. Really nice. Ooh. It's really nice, but it's a little floral. It's a little whimsical. It's a little bit kind of dainty. I like mine a little bit thicker. As I have been heard to say many times before. You got to see the price for the EDTs. Insane, says my view. Because they've been discontinued, the EDTs, haven't they? But the EDTs have got better performance as well. They smell great and polished. Maybe if that's my thing, I'd really appreciate them, says my view. You got to see the price for the EDT. Insane. Very active. Cookies make a lot of crumbs. I just realised Immensity smells like old school Michael Jordan cologne. Is Santa Maria Novella worth looking into? Absolutely. Absolutely. But their sample sets are fucking woefully inadequate. And they're a nightmare to try and get a hold of. Because you can only smell them in the boutique in London. And they don't sell samples. They only sell a small sample set of like 8 perfumes. And none of the good ones are in there. I've got the vintage Peau d'Espagne, which is amazing. But the rest of them, they're really well made perfumes. They smell really classy. They smell high end. Excuse me. Florentine Iris EDT might be my favourite Iris. It's incredible, says James. It really is very nice. My favourite Iris. Bloody hell, that's not easy. How would you describe Peau d'Espagne? Spanish leather, like Queer Moresque, but better. By Serge Luton. I've got it here. I'll tell you how I describe it. Very tarry. Not tarry, no, tarry's wrong. Baked. Baked in the sun. Imagine leather baked. Cooked leather. Baked. Someone has sent me £5. How kind of you. Thank you very much. I shan't say your name because I imagine it's your real name. But you are too kind and I appreciate it greatly. Give me my motherfucking Peau d'Espagne. I have messages from Eugene. Okay, what's in here? Who are you? Oops, just pulled the head off. Teatro alla Scala. There's M-XXX. Knew it. And there is Bois d'Assis. I think I'm going to have to sell that. It just never gets a look in. And there is my Peau d'Espagne. Okay. My purse is shallow. I know the feeling. How would you describe Peau d'Espagne? Okay, Peau d'Espagne is very Tuscan leathery, says Duchamp. Eugene's bell arm looks like an interesting iris, says supply and demand, and he's doing that thing with the samples at the minute, where if you buy one, he sends all three. Okay, so this has got that kind of, I'm going to put a dab on, a little dabble do you. Oh, you shit. Don't spill it, freak. It's got a touch of Derby about it. You smell Derby by Guerlain. It's got that kind of IBQ herbal. It's got that kind of IBQ herbal thing that. I mean, mother's having a coughing fit now. Calm down, mother. Don't cough. It has actually got a bit of Tuscan leather about it, you're right. It's got that kind of new saddle baked Spanish. Imagine Tuscan leather made in like ye old Spain or Mexico in the heat. It is very Tuscan leathery now you mention it, Duchamp. I was wrong. How much do you want me to send you a sprayer for that Peau d'Espagne? Oh, I've got plenty of things I can decant into it, mate. It's fine. You might as well sell me that Au Noir you have it out. I've got two Au Noirs, actually. I've got two Au Noirs, neither of which are for sale, actually. I haven't worn it. Au Noir's a good lavender. I'm looking for, if I ever get an Eau de Cologne version, I'll sell you one of my Eau de Parfums, as long as it's a big bottle. Iris Nazarena is probably my favourite iris. I really like Iris Nazarena. I think that's like a springtime leather iris, you know. I get a lot of iris. I get a lot of leathery iris. I just think it's really well made and balanced, and it was one of my favourite pickups of 2022. I was very kindly gifted a bottle by Anouge, and at the same time, on the same day, a bottle from Natalia arrived, a vintage, a partial. I was delighted. I was moved almost to tears. Mistral is my next affordable house I'm going to check out. Their bourbon vanilla is one of the best I've smelled, says Supply and Demand. They are affordable, use naturals, and have soaps of all their frags. Galen is here and says, feel free to wrap it up. So I will feel free to wrap it up, but not yet. Thank you for the recommendation, says Myview. No, don't put it away. I will put it away safely. Does Peau d'Espagne differ greatly from Santa Maria's Nostalgia? Kinda. Yeah, it does. Do you know what it is? It's very different from the rest of the stuff, but it also fits in. Does that make sense? Like, it also, like, totally fits in with the aesthetic of the brand. It's got this kind of classical, classy, quality aspect to it. It's a great house. It really is. None of the ones I tried were for me, apart from that one. I'd love to smell their patchouli, because the Italians can't be touched for their patchouli, in my opinion. This is... It's a lot fresher than I remember. The leather's a lot more like new. You know, like new leather. Doesn't Poe have a huge amount of patch in it? I haven't smelled in a while. Not that I'm getting. I mean, I've literally just applied it and it was a splash as well. You've got to remember that. I own the Santa Maria Novella patch. What do you think of it? Poe. Santa. Poe de España. 1901 is when this claim came out. Birch, there's a shit ton of birch in it. Carnation, there's a shit ton of carnation in it. Civet, not quite. A little bit of jasmine in it too as well, I suppose. "38 people watching and 38 likes. I like that kind of thing. So I think on that, I will depart, my friends. My fucking samples of Selena in customs, and I don't know why the transport was from Italy to Spain. This UPS shit. Does it approach Knisa 10 territory with the carnation? No. Santa Maria Novella is massive in the opening, almost overwhelming, then becomes very nuanced, interesting. Any recent designer likes, not necessarily loves, just likes. Not that I can think of. I like Violette Valenca, but it's not something I would buy. And with that, my friends, I am off. Okay. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting, for liking, and for watching and keeping me company. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. And I will see you all on the next one. I'm hoping to do the state of the collection address at some point soon. So I hope you will enjoy that. And I will see you all then. Good night, my friends.